I've decided I'm just going to paint this thing myself. Most of it's pretty good. It'll just need to be, sanded. It's only got rust in a couple of spots, and it's going to most of it be sanded and sandblasted in where it needs it. Well, it's the first clean of this side. Now I'll flip it back over. I'll do the side you actually see, but that's just the first go. It actually come up pretty good. It's amazing condition, this chassis. I don't know why it's so good, but it's very good. And it's definitely grey. It's never been painted black ever, this thing. It's black. It's grey, and we're doing it grey. I actually think it looks good grey. I've got to flip it over now and clean the other side. Degrease it all and hit it with a pressure cleaner. And that'll be getting done several times. This is just what I'm doing right now. Well, that's it. It's back in there. It's all been degreased now. It doesn't really look much different on camera, but yeah, it's a hell of a lot cleaner than it was. It showed me where I've got to blast it and where I've got to sand it. Like, most of it's pretty good. I can get the thing freshly sandblasted. It's going to cost $350, but it's just pretty cheap, really. But we'll see what happens. Either way, it's really, that's the worst bit just there. Like, that's just the liquid, the sandblaster there. Go right across there. Do these areas here. Now, I thought this was all bad under here, but it's been protected. It had all grease and grime and crap under there. It's quite good. Only rusty bits is where you can see, just on this top area, like it's mint. It's still got the grey paint there. It's actually very, very good condition, this chassis. Now, I did say in an earlier video we weren't going to do this car to be a concourse car. We're just going to, it's just going to be a good car, that's it. Anyway, I'm happy with that. There's the number there, and if we powder coat that, you won't see that. I'd have to put a piece of tape over it and brush touch that section. I actually don't mind it that it's grey. I think it's cool. Anyway, that's that. I've sandblasted all these bits here, all up along there, all along the top of this edge. All this nasty business around here. Rest of that stuff I'm going to sand, but there's probably a few bits I'll redo. It's actually come up pretty good. It's not bad, that sandblast, when it gets going. It's alright. But I'm just going to give the compressor a rest. Clean up. I'll get this car out of here and I'll bring that in and sand it now. Tomorrow I'll flip it over and do the other side. This has all got to be all sanded where I haven't hit it, and there might be a few bits I need to re-hit with the spot thing. For now, that's done. Okay, that's where we are with this at the moment. All that crap sandblasted off. If I've gone over it and sanded the thing, just this top section. Everywhere. And that's all blasted up quite well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint that rust converter over the whole thing. And then, I'm not sure about tomorrow. I've got to go somewhere tomorrow. And better off doing this, as early as I can. It doesn't really look much, but I've gone right over that with that rust buster stuff. Anything I've missed, that'll kill. It'll be alright. It's actually come up great. Let's go to the other side. And there's that side's all primed up, ready. Looking really nice, actually. More than happy with that. It's like a new chassis, really. Just to read the number there, I won't go too close to it. All sealed. All I've got to do tomorrow is flip it over and do the underside, which was really the cleaner side. There'll be a few bits that need sandblasting, and sand the rest, prime it. It's fully primed. I've got it flipped up the other way. I've got it up higher. This time I don't have to bend my back so much. I managed to start a little bit earlier today, but it really only needs blasting in a few spots. It's quite good. Let's just paint there, that'll be get sanded. Just really give it a good sand, but there's a few places that do need blasting. Not a lot. A bit here, there, in there, do in there, up and through here, those bits. Just a few bits, that's it. Alright, we've got to get into it. We'll pretty much take back what I said about that little sandblaster. Once you've got it tuned right, it's bloody good. Just can't have the pressure up too high, I've found. You want around 60 psi, and it just, if you have it too high, it blows inside the gun, it just blows straight past and doesn't pick the sand out. But this turned out way better than I thought. Anyway, I'm going to go over with the DA now. These few little spots that I didn't have to do. Slide in there. I could probably put a bit of bog in that if I want to. Probably going a bit overboard. I think I will. But yeah, that's turned out good. And the trick is, if you can, put down some cardboard, because I swept that up twice, and you save heaps of it. Save heaps of your sand. Like sand's dear. Anyway, got to keep going. And this is done. That little sandblast's done a great job. I'm glad I bought extra garnet and stuff, but come up like a new thing. I've wiped a little bit of that rust stuff in one or two spots. Let's let that dry for a bit. That's getting primed today. He's ready for paint. You know, I said I was going to put clear, but no. I'll just put some white and put some black in it. That's how you make grey. Anyway, this thing's done. Just got to prime it so it doesn't rust. It's come up great. I'm real happy with it. Well, it's primed all over. I've just taken it off the stands. I forgot to film it. I'll flip that over. Come out bloody good. Just got to paint it grey. It already is grey. Anyway, so I got the paint here for the Honda. This is the colour reveal. Championship white. It probably needs a bit of a stir, but I'm not going to stir it now. That's the colour they paint the Type R Hondas, and it's very, very close to the original white they painted these cars. Anyway, that's getting put away. And there's the other colour. Black. That's going to be the colour of the roof. Plus I'm going to be using that on the chassis and the suspension parts. I'm going to mix this with some white that I've got here. I'm going to turn it into grey. So the chassis is grey. I've said it 50 times. But the rest of the suspension parts are black and the roof's black. So I've decided to do it this way. It save a lot of money. I got that and that for less than it was going to cost me to get it sandblasted. You know, you just got to save money where you can these days. Everything's so expensive. There's $600 sitting there. First thing I'm doing is going through my cupboards. I'm getting all the old white I've got. I'm going to tip it in here. Now I'm going to add black to it until I've got the colour I want. Here's our grey paint. I'll just tip that into an old black can, but it just needs a bit more of a stir. That's the colour we're painting the chassis. Looking good. We've got the boss spraying today. Give me a hand. That's the colour we're going with. I really like it. Oh, it's great, looks great. We're going to flip it over and do the other side. Just paint it twice sort of thing. There's no way I can paint the whole thing at once. So in an hour or two I'll flip it over and do the other side. Right, there the thing is all done, sitting there waiting, ready to be assembled. Must admit I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. It turned out great. I didn't have to bother taking it up and mucking around, taking it to a sandblaster and getting it powder coated. And in the end there I decided powder coating wasn't the best way to go. Plus we saved money doing it. Yeah, that looks fine. It's something that you don't see. Now once the car's assembled, you look in the engine bay, you see parts of this. That's it. You don't see anything else. You look underneath it, you see some of it. But more than happy with that. It's all refurbished and looks $1 million. Anyway, I'll make a little video today and chuck that on, and this is the next stage of it. Thanks for watching that.